Hi friend, this is Dr. Apurv Mehra.
And this is Dr. Goga.
So now we are going to talk about the path ahead for FMG students, right? We got a result 2 days back. The result has not been encouraging. We did do a live session with all the teachers of Cerebellum talking to the students. But now, what do we do? Things have not gone in our favor. So let's talk about the path ahead. Karna kya hai? So, Gobind sir, let's strategize the students into different categories. Let's put them into different mark categories. So, tell me the groups in which I should place the students.
So basically 2 groups only.
Right.
One, those students who have got 135 plus marks in the current exam, and those who have placed less than 135. Or in the same group, we will also place the students who are giving the exam first time.
Okay. All right. Sir, advice for group A, less than 135 or the first time.
So the most important thing for this group is to build your concepts. Do not take any shortcuts. Remember, you have still plenty of time. We have around 4 months still available. So no shortcuts right now. Concentrate on the concepts and remember, अपनी गलती मानो. अगर आपके 135 से कम आए हैं तो you need to work hard. मतलब इग्नोर करने से नहीं चलेगा कि मेरे तो हर बार इतने रह जाते हैं, कम हो जाते हैं, थोड़े हो जाते हैं. रिमेंबर, यू नीड टू बिल्ड कॉन्सेप्ट्स. कॉन्सेप्ट्स है, स्टडी हार्ड. सो दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग.
Any subjects that you say should be given more importance? I agree that I will like to make it simple. All 19 are important. But do you suggest there are some subjects which are more important?
Yes. So as I keep on telling since 20 years, still the statement will remain same. 6 subjects are to be concentrated more. I will not say rest 13 are not to be. Every subject should be done, but 6 are the most important. That include the first year subject anatomy. Then 3 subjects of second year, patho, pharma and micro. Then PSM. And lastly, obs-gynae. Why I'm saying it does not mean that medicine, surgery are not important. All these subjects are very important. What is important in this subject is if you study thoroughly, you can answer questions from many other subjects also. And plus, these are the subjects where if you know, you know. In medicine, even if you know, you don't know. So that is the problem with other subjects. But here, if you know, you are likely to pass the exam if you know them thoroughly.
All right. Gobind sir, how many year papers do I do?
You need to do not only papers, as the exam has already told us that if you rely only on previous year questions, that can backfire. So important is previous year topics. So I will suggest that take 3 years paper, that means total 6 papers, past 6 papers. And you should know about the topics that are being asked in those papers. Only question will not be sufficient. Important thing is, obviously question is important, but you need to know that topic also.
Grossly, when should I complete my first reading?
So you should complete your first reading around 1 month before the actual exam, because the date has not come yet. So whenever the date will come, so at present you assume it to be around the final last week of November. You can consider that. But whenever the date come, you consider change that so that around 1 month before the actual exam, your syllabus should be finished.
Right. Gobind sir, students who have scored 135 or more, what's your advice for them?
So the basic thing is, I assume that your concepts are quite okay. Yeah? So you have already studied and you have already got a relatively good score. I will consider in this exam, 135 plus score means you deserve to pass. One thing. Yeah? You know. Only thing is maybe your luck was not that favorable this time. So that maybe 2-4 questions plus minus. That is the thing. But I will advise you to target on 170, minimum 170, so that even if the exam is tough and you get 10 extra questions wrong, still you pass. Okay. So for you people, believe yourself. You can definitely pass the exam. You deserve to pass, but don't be complacent. डोंट थिंक दैट कि इतने आ गए तो आसान पेपर आएगा तो हो ही जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं होता. इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज टू मेंटेन दिस लेवल. Minimum you need to maintain this level and plus add on some things. Yeah? So the important thing is you need to revise whatever you have studied already, and plus little bit you need to add the concepts. Now, what is important for both the groups? And that is to give the grand test. The most important thing is to give the grand test. Now, this is one common mistake made by most of the students, that they give the grand test. Definitely, they give the grand test, but when they start scoring less in the grand test, they stop giving. सब स्टूडेंट को लगता है कि मुझे डीमोटिवेशन हो जाती है, मेरे नंबर कम आते हैं. ठीक है. द बेसिक थिंग यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इज यू नीड टू पास इन द एक्चुअल एग्जाम, नॉट इन द ग्रैंड टेस्ट. मैं सबको कहता हूं, इफ यू आर मेकिंग अ क्वेश्चन रॉन्ग इन ग्रैंड टेस्ट एंड यू सी व्हाई यू आर मेकिंग इट रॉन्ग, देयर विल बी नेग्लिजिबल चांस दैट सिमिलर क्वेश्चन विल बी रॉन्ग इन द एक्चुअल एग्जाम. तो अगर आपके ग्रैंड टेस्ट में 300 में से 200 क्वेश्चन गलत हो रहे हैं, तो दैट मीन्स एक्चुअल एग्जाम में 200 क्वेश्चन एक्स्ट्रा सही होने के चांस हैं. So you are missing that chance by not giving grand test. So my advice will be to give minimum 10 grand test, and if possible more than that. But only giving grand test is not enough. You need to analyze those grand tests, not analyze in detail. Important things, whatever are the wrong questions, you need to see why they are wrong and where your concept is going wrong. So if you keep on doing that, so by giving 10, 12, 15 grand tests, you will improve a lot.
Right. So they are to find mistakes.
Yes.
They are to improve your timings.
Yes. And most importantly, you get the idea how to sit for 3 hours. Remember, if you do not give grand test, after 1 hour, 1.5 hour, your brain stops because it is not used to. So it is a training session for your brain to sit continuously for long hours.
Right. So they will enhance your capacity to sit, time yourself up, find out where you're wrong so that you don't wrong again. How many grand tests and what frequency?
So grand test, I will advise that at present you can start with around 1 grand test in 3 weeks. Then gradually make it 1 in 2 weeks, and in the last month every week. Another important thing is do not rely on the easier grand tests, because many students told me that we were getting 180, 190 marks in the grand test and still we fail. Remember, do not get pseudo confidence from the marks in the grand test. Do not get depressed from the marks in grand test. Marks of grand test are not important. Important thing is they should let you know that where you are weak, and they should build your capacity to sit.
So they should be relatable.
Yes.
That is actually going to come. Gobind sir, one question that everybody is asking me, right? How to motivate myself right now?
So you basically need to think that this was just an exam. Okay. So जब सक्सेस मिलती है फेलियर के बाद, वही सबसे ज्यादा स्वीट होती है. सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अब अगर अभी आपको बिल्कुल डिप्रेस्ड फील हो रहा होगा, आई कैन नॉट डिनाई. ठीक है, सबको होता है. इवन व्हेन आई फेल इन एनी वर्क आई डू, डेफिनेटली आई फील बैड. और अगर आपको बुरा नहीं लग रहा तो आप में कमी है कोई. यू नीड टू फील बैड, ओनली देन यू विल वर्क हार्ड. तो आपको बुरा लग रहा है, एब्सोल्युटली ओके, बट डोंट स्ट्रेच दिस टाइम टू मच कि आप 2 महीने तक शौक ही मना रहे हो कि मेरा एग्जाम नहीं हुआ, तो अगला भी नहीं हो पाएगा फिर. सो इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज डेफिनेटली यू शुड थिंक कि मेरा नहीं हुआ, बट आई हैव टू वर्क हार्ड सो दैट अगली बार हो जाए. एंड मूव ऑन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आपका दिसंबर में हो जाएगा इफ यू स्टार्ट स्टडिंग नाउ.
Alright. So let's summarize what sir said. Less than 135. Focus on the concepts. Keep doing the questions. Appear for the grand test. 135 or more. This was a tough exam. You have done decent in that. You need to improve on certain areas of concepts. Revise well. Keep giving the grand test. Everybody, time your grand test well. Initially every 3 weeks, then 2 weeks, last month every week. Aim that last month is for revision. Keep in mind, maybe the exam will be in the end of November, around that time, and prepare accordingly. If you are feeling down, remember you might be down, but you're never out, right? It's never over till it is. Life is full of exams. We do not perform well in some of them, but overall, if you keep on working hard, the sum result is positive.
Definitely. And I will want to add, because I am getting n number of calls, because last 2-3 days I could not talk to anyone else in my family also. Constantly I am answering the students. Maybe more than 150-200 students I've already talked, and that to a long call, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Any call is not less than that. So almost every student has one query कि मुझे करना क्या है. ठीक है. आई एम रेडी कि मुझे बहुत हार्ड वर्क करना है. आई हैव नॉट पास्ड, आई वांट टू पास इन दिसंबर, बट सर गाइड तो करो कि मुझे करना क्या है, व्हाट शुड आई डू. सो माय सिंपल आंसर विल बी, यू नीड टू रेगुलरली स्टडी. तो एवरीवन सेज सर मैं पढ़ूंगा, मैं रेडी हूं, बट रेगुलरली क्या पढूं. क्लियर. सो माय सिंपल आंसर विल बी, यू शुड ज्वाइन FMG 200+ कोर्स ऑफ Cerebellum, इन विच टीचर्स आर टीचिंग अलोंगसाइड यू. मतलब आपको फिजिकल लाइव क्लास की फीलिंग आएगी. The teacher is sitting with you, the teacher is teaching you, और उतना ही कंटेंट पढ़ा रहे हैं जितना आपके लिए जरूरी है. नॉट टू मच एंड नॉट टू लेस. इंपॉर्टेंट, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है कि स्टूडेंट्स आर एनरोलिंग इन दिस कोर्स, बट इवन आफ्टर दैट मेनी ऑफ देम आर नॉट अटेंडिंग. ठीक है. सिर्फ कोई भी कोर्स ज्वाइन करने से, कोई भी ऐप ले लेने से पास नहीं हो जाओगे भाई. इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज यू नीड टू यूटिलाइज दैट. ठीक है. आप हमेशा सोचते हो कि चलो अभी छोड़ देता हूं, बाद में रिकॉर्डेड देख लूंगा. ठीक है. अगर आपको रिकॉर्डेड ही देखना है तो रिकॉर्डेड तो ऑलरेडी है आपके पास. द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज टू यूटिलाइज दीज लाइव सेशंस. अगर आप सारे के सारे सेशन अटेंड करते हो, आप मेरे से लिख के ले लो कि आप पास हो जाओगे. दैट, इससे ज्यादा मैं क्या बोलूंगा. सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ज्वाइन दिस कोर्स एंड स्टार्ट स्टडिंग विद अस. ठीक है. वी आर विद यू, and any doubts, any queries, teacher will solve immediately, and even after that you can ask any queries, and we are all available with you.
If I look at the name, right, Mission 200+, people look at 200+ because वो उनको सपना लगता है, but they forget the word mission. Mission है कि डेली पढ़ना है. You have to study. सिर्फ सपने देखने से सपने पूरे नहीं होते, उनकी तरफ जान लगाने से, कोशिश करने से पूरे होते हैं. And यहाँ teachers will work with you. That is what you have to understand. So all the very best to you. Thank you, Goga bhai. Thank you very much for guiding us. He's been doing it for last 2 decades, and I think he's just like aging beautifully, aging younger beautifully, and his advices are becoming more clear and crisper. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Simple reason. Because he keeps talking to the students. So know your students well. You will be knowing the problems they face. And then if you can define a problem well, you probably know the solution. So sir has been guiding all of us in the team and the students, because he actually knows the pain points and he knows the problem. And that's why he came out with this idea. सिर्फ कुछ भी enroll करने से नहीं होगा, उसकी तरफ मेहनत भी करनी होगी. You'll have to work on that. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All the best.